67 points. However, hope is not lost. If this season has proven anything, it is that anyone can beat anyone on their day. And the Tigers will be looking to do just that against the Panthers this afternoon. It's the Angaston Panthers hosting the Gawler Central Tigers live and free from Angus Park. My name is Lewis McKenna on Filming Footy. We've got Brandon on the camera. We're going to have a few visitors throughout the broadcast. Thank you for joining us here on your Saturday afternoon. And thanks to all our streaming partners. Of course, Dartfish and Filming Footy bringing you this stream here today. Sportal will be sponsoring our scoreboard throughout the contest. Of course, a pair of Archie's thongs going to the player of the game, decided by yours truly at the end. And then, of course, our weekly show for the BLGFA, Behind the Barrel, on Filming Footy's Facebook page every Thursday night, sponsored by Mass Enterprises and the Freeling Hotel. This is a really intriguing matchup, these two sides. Angaston, a little bit of inconsistent form to get their season underway as far as wins and losses go, but even in their loss column, they've lost pretty, haven't gone down by big margins, losing last week by 3 goals to Tanunda. I was chatting to Coach Stephen Carr at the start of the game about some of their changes as well for this game. They've got a couple of debutants. Well, in fact, they were going to have 2 debutants, one being Mitch Cornolo from Central District. Couldn't pull up for the game, got called back to the Dogs late yesterday, but they do have a debutant here in Archie Baker, the under-17. So he gets a crack at the top level in the BLGFA. Cameron and Parkinson coming out from their side last week. And then 4 changes for Gawler Central. Ward, Stewart, Van Dongen, Oldman and Paul. In fact, 5, sorry. Freeble, Brading, Eichner, Poolish and Shepherd coming out of the side. So we're underway here. Angus Park Oval, Corcoran out of the middle. Fumbling ball. Gawler Central wearing their brilliant First Nations round top as they go inside forward 50 looking for a target. Can't quite hang on. Fumbling ball inside forward 50. Anthony was there. Couldn't quite pick it up cleanly. Now a hack out of the contest towards the goal square. Marked and maybe didn't go the required distance, but marked in defensive 50. And now an opportunity. So we'll keep you updated on the scores, of course, around the grounds. But now having a shot at goal is Michael Vidal. So this one, have to kick it all of about 50 metres. Has it online. Has it got the distance covered? He does. Brilliant kick. Kicks his 2nd goal of the season. And they're on the board already here, Gawler Central. Off to a 6-0 start on the Sportal score, but inside the first couple minutes. It's a brilliant kick to get us underway. Weather is absolutely perfect here at Angaston. Just beautiful. So Gawler Central take an early lead. They've been competitive early in games. They lost by 65 points last week versus South Gawler. But they were in the game right up until half-time, only down by 9 points at half-time. So stick with it and play 4 quarters of footy. Slater goes up in the ruck, the recruit across from Golden Grove in the off-season. A handball over the top, and now they look to go back inside once again. One-on-one contest tucked against. I believe that was Jenna there flying up for the mark. Couldn't quite hang on, so a ball in. Boundary umpires to hurl it in. Boundary umpires here today. Max Argent, Lucas Asher, Orlando Galoni. Kelly in the ruck, knocking it down, and now Haddon through the middle of Angus Park Oval. They get the hands out, and now Angaston get their first meaningful entry towards forward 50. Burgess pops up a high ball. Gets knocked down in front, and now the cavalry arrive. Burgess just fumbles the ball, overruns it, and quickly gets locked in. So Gawler Central looking for the start of something new in this game, just to get their season rolling on. And now out of the contest. Just into a bit of space. Angaston have the numbers if they can be composed with it, though. Jenner just fisted over the top. And now a bit of a foot race to the ball, quickly picked up. And wrapped up in a tackle there is Oscar King. The field umpires here, Caelan Sullivan, Craig Dorr and Adam Butcher. Slater thumps it forward. Now moving it out through hands. Burgess has to be clean with it. Risky kick across, but mark taken by Ryan. Goes across to Rusker. Just surveying his options at the moment. Goes long down the line, looking for the lead of White and getting it. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark and eventually fumbled over the boundary. Boundaries to hurl it back in. Dropping a bit short. I'll have to give it another go. Slater unable to get to it there. Going up against Kelly. Two ruckmen that know each other well. Coming across from the Adelaide Footy League, Div 1. For Payneham and Golden Grove respectively. It'll be an interesting matchup between those two. And they can get around the ground well as well. Slater hacks it on the boot and goes inside forward 50. It's a high ball. And the mark's been taken. Really good pack mark in the end to Archie Baker on debut. The under 17 for Angaston. Hands it across to Rusker in a short ball. Had a really short option with Miles, but decides to go a little further back, and they can cut right across if that's what they opt to do. Right back to the defensive goal square, and now they can go a little further to Ryan, but he decides to take a bounce. No one going at him. Takes a third, and now out of defensive 50. Breaks through the tackle as well. Breaking free, doing well. Now to Anthony getting tackled. And now inside forward 50, an attempt at goal, but nowhere near it in the end there for Ben Anthony. Goes out of bounds on the full. As the Tigers now go across the ground. Look to retreat out of their defensive 50, and good mark running straight at the footy for Marsden. Can now play on down the outer side of Angus Oval. And a good mark. Uncontested is Van Dongen. A short ball, found a target inside, but good mark falling back there for Rusker. Because Angaston looks to just control territory at the moment. Chipping a ball over the top, looking for Corcoran, but getting thumped out of bounds. So it'll be hurled back in around 60 out from the Tigers' goal. Kelly gets it out of the ruck and just thumps it straight onto his right boot. High ball up now, centre wing. Schubert couldn't quite take the mark. Punched out the back, and White just trying to gain some distance. Ball stays in here. Needs to be clean with it and pick it up. Schubert closing, getting the little hands out, and he did really well there. Blake Marsden composed himself well through the contest, and now a risky ball through the middle of the ground. The debutant in Oscar King now taking it on, and a really composed ball out wide. So now Marsden goes long down the line, looking for Slater. And wrapped up in a tackle is Archie Baker. Kelly and Slater. Haddon tries to get the handball out the back. Baker couldn't quite pick it up cleanly, and now a one-on-one inside forward 50. Good mark. Standing in front defensively was Luke McInerney. And now the Panthers look to go straight through the middle of the ground. Bit of a tough kick there for Will Moulds to pick it up off his bootlaces, but Rusker now with the Jets turns it on. Goes out wide to Schubert. Now the deputy vice-captain goes inside forward 50, looking for the lead of Anthony. Comes out the back, and now the Tigers need to compose themselves close to the boundary. Gets thumped over. So an update on the Sportal scoreboard. 1 straight 6 for Gawler Central. Angaston yet to score. Slater knocks it straight down in front. And they get straight back out of the defensive 50 here, the Tigers. Kelly's there, leaves it well for Miles, and now to the debutant in Archie Baker. Tries to find the short option, but we get a stoppage. In fact, a free kick paid here. So Lockie Gregg tries to go inside forward 50. Rusker now gets the hands off. Haddon breaks out of the tackle and now retreats. Back inside forward 50 go the Panthers, and a good kick. Mark taken by Corbin Schubert. So back straight to the camera here for Schubert. He's kicked 2 goals already in season 2026. This one to get the first on the board for the afternoon for the Angaston Panthers. No breeze to speak of here at all. Straightforward 40-metre kick. Starts on line and splits the middle. Gets the Angaston crowd up and about. And draws the game level at 6 apiece. Schubert with his 3rd goal of the season, first of the afternoon on the Sportal scoreboard. So, I was chatting to their ruckman, in fact, Nick Kelly, at the start of the game about what sort of forward 50 targets Angaston have and if that was an area they need to focus on. I think Corbin Schubert standing out of the goal square and being a leading option, potentially finding himself free as he did there inside forward 50, could be the one for them. And now in the ruck, Slater goes up against Kelly once again. But now straight out of the middle of the ground go the Tigers, finding Jenner on the paint of 50. So their brand new recruit who started the season in the reserves, kicked a bag of 5 in his first game, and now since has been in the A-grade side. Backs himself in here, a recruit across from Virginia in the APFL, and he's doing incredibly well so far this year in a side that struggled a little bit. So Jenner, with 4 goals so far this season, tried the torp and nowhere near it. Way out of bounds on the full. So now the Panthers through Anthony. Goes long down the line, one-on-one there, turns into a pack. Slater over the top, couldn't take it. Kelly in front. And wrapped up in a tackle was Howard Thorpe. Slater this time gets it out the back. Marsden couldn't take it. Haddon with a fend off, eventually tackled and just had to throw it away. And a good call from the umpire in the end. So, good tackle there from Dean Saunders. Saunders would go long, looking for a target inside forward 50. Something near the boundary line, just has to pop something into some space. Corcoran's there, gets the handball back, and now a high ball up, going to go close to the boundary. Haddon, and bounces over. So I think it just bounced off a boot there, it looked like. Will Moulds potentially the one, and chipping it right across. And Brendan Dew, the playing coach, popping one inside forward 50, looking for Slater, leaving it a little bit short. Taking it there is their captain in Brad Mitchell. And a dumping tackle. So free kick paid here to Mitchell. The Angaston crowd not happy with that call. As we mentioned before with a set shot from Schubert, no breeze to speak of. This a little closer than Jenner's effort a couple minutes ago. He's kicked 3 goals so far for the season, the captain of the Tigers. And this to get him back out by a goal. As I mentioned, they've been competitive in the last couple games in the first half. That looks online and splits the middle. So through for his first of the afternoon. They get back out by a goal. So far, a really good game, an arm wrestle here at Angus Park. 1 straight 6 to 2 straight 12 on the Sportal scoreboard. And the 4th goal of the season for Brad Mitchell. So we get back into the middle. This time Ryman in the ruck. Goes up against Nate Oldman. And the Panthers get the clearance going inside forward 50, but a courageous mark taken sitting in the hole. Did really well there, Saunders. Chips it across. Fumbled the mark, but it was really good to stay with it and get around Rusker, and now goes long down the line. Coming out the back. Oh, geez, that's a fair grab taken. Brad Pilkington. Now goes long inside forward 50. Slater in position 1A. Takes a good grab with some heat closing. And this one, not too much angle to speak of, only about 30 metres out. He'll get a chance to put him up by 2 goals. So, Mitch Slater, straight in front, converts, and puts him out by 12. Good ball movement here from Gawler Central. 1 straight goal to Angaston, 3 straight for Gawler Central on the Sportal scoreboard. It's just been good ball movement, composed out of their back line. They're able to move the ball all the way down the wing. And Brad Pilkington with a really good mark, just to set that up for them. So now the ball makes its way quickly back into the middle. Ryman gets up high in the ruck, but taps it straight down to Dew. Gets the handball over the top. And now Marsden quickly wrapped up. Immediately tapped down, and wrapping up in a tackle was Jacob Campbell, not allowing him to go anywhere. Once again, Ryman this time gets the tap down. Straight out of the back of the contest there is Jesse Paul. Debutant, another debutant for Gawler Central. He's been busy already in this one. Ryman nearly getting to it first. Now gets it out the back. Anthony pops it on the left boot towards forward 50, but a good mark. Falling back with it was Downey. And now through the middle of the ground, Dew gets the handball off. Ward finding a target inside forward 50. No, leaving a little bit short. Now leaving the Angaston defenders to scramble, and Campbell now through hands. Gets the handball out wide, and they've done this well, the Panthers. If they can be composed now, getting a bad bounce though out the back, and Burgermeister is now Goss for the Tigers. Goes inside forward 50. Slater gets paid the mark or the free kick, take your pick. And he gets a set shot chance at his 2nd goal in a row. Mitch Slater has been a really good target up forward. Spent the first few minutes in the ruck, now gone down forward and can't quite convert on his 2nd opportunity there. So through for a behind. The first of the match, 3-1-19, Gawler Central, 1 straight 6 for Angaston. A 13-point advantage on the Sportal scoreboard. Is now down to centre wing. Corcoran taking the mark. Tommy Corcoran, who won a pair of Archie songs for player of the game in our stream of Williston versus Angaston a few weeks ago. Twilight game. You stick around at the end of the game to find out who wins that, as Schubert couldn't quite hang on to that one, and we get another stoppage on the outer side. Kelly knocks it straight down. Boundary line's going to beat Corcoran and Dew. Once again hurled back in, knocking it straight down. Corcoran trying to spin his way through, did well to get it off to Tuckwell, and now inside forward 50. It's a 2-on-1 out the back. Anthony trying to stay with it, getting his boot close to it. Eventually through for a minor score. 1-1-7 now to 3-1-19. Back to a 12-point margin. Now through the middle of the ground. They got there quickly, Gawler Central, but Ryman looks to go back inside. A dart of a kick. And Henry Dow taking the mark. Got his debut a couple weeks ago for Angaston. Likes the look of this opportunity. Michael Vidal on the market. About 47, 48 metres. So Dow hasn't kicked a goal this season. Strikes this one from 51 metres. Put a fair boot into it. It's not going to get the distance exactly. Gets close to the goal line and eventually ushered through by Matthew Stewart. So now just an 11-point margin as they look to go down the outer side. Mark taken by Jesse Paul. Kick over the top to Marsden, who's been really busy in this first quarter. Opt to go a little longer. Kick was a little too hot there for Brad Mitchell. And now they get it back. Corcoran can bomb a long ball up towards forward 50. Sitting underneath it there was Schubert. Couldn't quite hang on. And looks like it may be last touch here. Umpires will convene. Gawler Central pleading their case. And then looks like it is a free kick to the Tigers. So they go long to centre wing, but a good mark taken by Miles. Handball through the middle of the ground. And now a high ball up once again. Schubert dragged down, potentially without it, was hanging on. He gets a free kick on the paint of 50. Doesn't look confident enough to take it. Been pretty good so far in this one, Schubert. Maybe should lower his eyes and look inside forward 50 to Archie Haddon, who comes back for his second game of the BLGFA this year. Has played previously for the North Adelaide Reserves, of course, has been with this side for many years, but this is an opportunity to convert on his second goal of the season, his first of the afternoon, and to just make it a 5-point ball game. For Haddon on his way in, just inside the paint of 50, starts to the left but hooks back nicely. And he's on the board. They get back within 5. 2-2-14 to 3-1-19 on the Sportal scoreboard. A really good, entertaining game of footy here at Angus Park. So goals so far to Corbin Schubert and Archie Haddon for the Panthers. Michael Vidal, Brad Mitchell and Mitch Slater, the goal scorers for Gawler Central. So now once again in the middle, Slater back in the ruck and now marching out. The debutant in Cade Ward, backing himself to go inside forward 50, popping it in the pocket. Drops down in front and now Pilkington takes it, shrugs off the tackler. Moves it off through hands and now in a little bit of a spot of bother. Cade Ward now going to come crashing through. Gets wrapped up quickly, but gee, don't the boys get around him after that effort? Once again, due off hands. Haddon out the back and now Corcoran. Marsden has been incredibly busy in this quarter. Eventually picks it up on the third attempt. Handball over the top is intercepted. Miles a dribbler. Ward couldn't take it. White wrapped up. Slater this time knocking it down. Pilkington wrapped up in a tackle immediately. And we go again. Now knocked down once again. White tumbling over the hill. It looks like it may be a free kick here to Slater. They're just going to chat about it once again. In fact, it's going to be balled in. Slater pleading his case, but so an arm wrestle continues. Kelly knocking it straight down. Slater there trying to get away as Archie Haddon. And we get another stoppage. Inside forward 50, whistle being blown, and free kick here to the Angaston defence. Miles looks to play on quickly and move it over to the broadcast side. A chipping ball over the top, just saved in time. Miles now gets tackled by Marsden, dumped. Geez, had an electric first quarter. So now Blake Marsden look for options inside forward 50. Chipping ball over the top, left a little bit long, but they've still got an opportunity if they can be composed. They can't. Through Van Dongen and through for a minor score. So 2-2-14 plays 3-2-20 on the Sportal scoreboard. Now White on the paint of 50. Goes through the corridor. Now a one-on-one. Thumped forward by Josh Goss. Brendan Dew gets it. Handball over the top. Van Dongen a little too hot for him. And now the Panthers. An intercept mark to Dew. Just chips a ball over the top, but not Brendan's best there. He'll be coming back. As now they go all the way around to the outer side. So Tom Corcoran. They go right over the top, Tuckwell. Now Anthony. If they bite off the 45 and look to go through the middle of the ground over the back, Bergmeister couldn't hang on to it. And now they have to be clean and composed. Paul trying to get it out of defensive 50, just grubs a bit of a kick, handballs it off to Burgess and quickly gets tackled. Solid tackle laid by Howard Thorpe. Once again, Dew takes it straight out, gets knocked down, and sitting on top of it there. Now once again, White, handball out, Ruska gets it off to Burgess, who just pops one up, right 30 metres out, danger position. Didn't quite go far enough apparently, so Dew now gets the hands out. Dean Saunders with a bit of room, gets it to centre wing. It's over the top, Van Dongen, and eventually over as Miles comes through. Whistle's been blown, maybe a free kick here to Gawler Central. Jack Miles gave him a bit, in fact no free kick paid. It's going to be hurled back in. Kelly knocks it straight down in front. Getting the handball out though, Brad Mitchell, the captain, and Vidal tackled immediately. Now Ruska ducks into the tackle, but no free kick given. The Slater just looks to thump it forward. Gets an inside 50 effectively. Campbell now, though, with a bit of room in defence. And a good mark taken by Burgess. Going back with the flight. As now they get a chance to go inside forward 50 if they can get it. They can't. And Dew, who's come alive here in the first quarter, goes over the top. Pilkington sitting underneath it. Pack converges around him. Now Campbell. Burgess going over the top. A few kicks missing here as Jew decides to pick it up instead of letting it roll over. Doing well to get a handball out. And now Paul going inside forward 50, climbing over the top, couldn't quite hang on to the mark there. Now Jenner's getting around it, takes it out of the contest, ripped down by Corcoran, and a free kick being paid to Jared Jenner. So this one, a reasonably tight angle. But he's a known goal scorer, had a set shot opportunity from this side of the ground earlier. This one a bit of a tighter angle, but not quite as far. Corcoran standing the mark as the siren goes then the first quarter. This one not quite as far, certainly won't have to attempt the torp this time. So Jenner to extend the margin to 2 goals. Begins his approach. From 49 metres, looks like he has the distance covered, but just through for a minor score. So 21 plays 14 to bring the first quarter to a close here at Angaston Footy Club. And a 7-point margin going the way of the Tigers. Don't go anywhere, second quarter coming right up. Welcome back to the Angaston Footy Club here for your stream of the week for Angaston versus Gawler Central. Quickly, we're going to look at blgfa.com.au, go over all the scores from around the grounds. It's a close one at the Williston Footy Club, 4-3-27, the Donnybrooks, 4-2-26, the Bombers. Currently South Gawler with a 9-point advantage over Barossa District, 5-3-33 to 4 straight 24, and Tanunda with a 7-point advantage, 3-3-21 to 2-2-14 at the Nuri Footy Club. Both teams just released from their huddles. Sure, no, both coaches would be talking to their players and saying, get your head in the game, stick to the status quo, and get this game on our terms. As both teams at the ready. Really entertaining first quarter. We'll go over the goal scorers in a moment. Slater couldn't get the hack out of the contest, but the Panthers with the first inside 50 of the second quarter. Schubert couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Just dribbling a ball out. Rusker, though, with a bit of space, can hack a ball inside forward 50. White in a one-on-one contest. Just needs to touch it before it goes over. Eventually does. So, opportunity here for Angaston. Currently a 7-point advantage for Gawler Central. Now gets tapped down. And hacked out of defence. Kelly sitting underneath this one. Coming across was Jenner. And we get a stoppage with Burgess. In fact, Anthony underneath. Adam Butcher, the umpire, leading the way today. It's now breaking out. Corcoran going inside forward 50. Coming back, couldn't quite hang on. Gets the handball out. And now breaking through was Neat. Just got hung onto and eventually had to escort the ball over. Through for a minor score. Composed from him there. The score on the Sportal scoreboard now moves to 2-3-15, 3-3-21. As Jew taking it, handing it off to his captain. Captain coach coming together. And now a chipping ball over the top was really good and perfectly weighted to the debutant and Jesse Paul. As he now finds a target inside forward 50, leaves it a little short for Howard Thorpe. Ball still in contest here though. And standing up in the tackle is Thorpe. And now Kelly goes up in the ruck and has the height advantage. Just tries to tap it down to Corcoran. He couldn't take it cleanly. Van Dongen though moves it out through hands and a snapper goal is put through perfectly by Riley Mitchell. So well executed there by Gawler Central. They move out to a 2-goal margin once again. 4-3-27, 2-3-15 on the Sportal scoreboard. And Riley Mitchell, his 4th goal of the season to join Brad Mitchell as well. Both with a single goal here this afternoon. A chance to thank the BLGFA partners, of course, who make this stream possible. Corrigan Burge, Intersport Barossa, Ray White Gawler East, West End, The Injury Hub, Sharon, Maxi Plast, Terry White Kmart, Barossa Co-op, CEG, Belgravia Apparel, Stiller, Central District Footy Club, and the Vine Inn. Is now straight back out of the middle once again, looking for a target inside forward 50, and Jenner running straight at the footy takes the mark. So looking potent here at the moment, the Tigers. As I mentioned off the top, lost their last 3 games by an average of 67 points. Including a 102-point thumping a fortnight ago against Williston. But they were competitive in the first half against the ladder leaders, the undefeated South Gawler side. Very competitive in this game. Jenner with 4 goals in the A grade this season from the paint of 50. Looks online. I reckon he's popped it straight over the goal umpire's hat. Celebrates as well as the team get around him, and they move their margin out to 3 goals off the boot of Jared Jenner. A really good recruit for Gawler Central. Poached away from the APFL, the Virginia Rams. And he certainly proved an opportunity. That was his third set shot of this one. Kicked one out of bounds out in the full. Scored a behind at the end of the first quarter. And that one there, very well done. So, good start to this second quarter. As Drew tried to hack it off the ground, but now Corcoran left alone to go inside forward 50 for the Panthers. A little too strong for Anthony. And now by the goal line, they can just waltz over and through for a minor score. So now 17 points the difference on the Sportal scoreboard. A long ball to the outer side, sitting underneath it was Schubert. And eventually over the boundary line. Burgess unable to keep it in. Slater in the ruck gets the advantageous position. Ripped down by Kelly. Maybe didn't get rid of it legally. Umpire says play on. Haddon goes inside. Neat. Found the ball freely and a good tap over the top to Vidal, who can march out of defence. Go long back down the line. But Anthony, a brilliant mark. One-handed against Slater. Just drops the ball back inside forward 50. Couldn't quite hang on to it. White out the back. Hands it off. And now Campbell from 45 metres. Drifts across and through for a minor score. So 16 points the margin now. As they now, I think they've actually turned this one over. They have. An intercept mark has been taken. Meanwhile, I was taking my notes quickly out of the fence. Mark's been taken here by Lockie Gregg. Gets an opportunity at goal here. First set shot opportunity of the second quarter for Angaston from 45 metres. Looks like it's drifting across and eventually over for a minor score. So peppering at the goals here. 3 behinds in a row for Angaston. Brings it back to 15 points. Now 2-6, 18 to 5-3, 33. They look to go again here, Gawler Central, and hope for a different result this time, but they've turned it over once again. This time Corbin Schubert, the man on the mark, a little too far away, and finds Haddon inside just the required distance to have a shot at goal. They've done a really good job here, Angaston, in the last few minutes. They had the first 2 goals kicked against them. And they've done a good job to work this out. And now Haddon with a set shot opportunity. From the paint of 50, Archie Haddon has a crack at goals, but just pulls it across to the left-hand side. So another behind. As they're eating into this margin the hard way. As they nearly turn the ball over once again, just touched. They're going to have a conversation here. It's a free kick once again to the Panthers. So whether they choose to take it or not here, Jacob Campbell may have another set shot opportunity. Doesn't look too confident to take the shot. A bit awkward there as well. Standing on a bit of a hill there by the Gawler Central bench. Decides he's going to have a crack. Off a couple steps, wobbles the ball up towards the goals as he put that through. Oh, what a goal from Campbell. Only off a couple steps, mind you. That's a lot more difficult than it looks. And they have come back and responded right in front of the Gawler Central bench as well. Absolutely fantastic. So, a brilliant goal put through from Campbell. And they've come marching back into this game now. 3-7-25 to 5-3-33 on the Sportal scoreboard. And that is certainly a contender for goal of the week. No doubt have that on the show. You can tune into Behind the Barrel every Thursday night where we look at all the best moments and review all games as well as preview the upcoming round. This week I'll be at the Tanunda Footy Club. But a brilliant goal. So now back inside, Gawler Central now, as Jenner takes it and snaps around and just pulls it across through for a minor score. So both teams peppering at the goals here at the moment. Repeat inside 50 entries. There's nearly a turnover, but mark's been taken. It is a turnover. And it's going to be 25, which will see Brendan Dew march to the goal square. And he'll pop through an easy one. And not what they'll want here, Angaston. Just giving away an easy goal. So Dew pops it through. And just lack of composure there as the margin goes back out to 15 points for Gawler Central. Dew in for his first goal of the afternoon. His second goal of the season. The coach, the playing coach. So I think that's a bit of a coach killer. I think you can bet on it that Stephen Carr will be pretty filthy with that, just giving away, turning the ball over as a first, but then giving away such an easy opportunity. Okay, right back in the middle. Gets knocked down by Ryman. Haddon comes breaking through and just stumps it forward any which way he can. Rusker now pops the ball inside, forward 50. Straight out of the middle. This game moving at an extraordinary pace. So, Anthony now, that's Ben Anthony getting a crack at goals. This one pretty well straight in front, very slight angle. Only has to kick it about 35 metres. This one, just to swing the momentum back in their direction with the left peg. Anthony close to the goal line. Goal umpire says just a minor score. So Sportal scoreboard now. 26 plays 40. 3-8-26 to 6-4-40. It's now Saunders through the middle of the ground. And eventually over Marsden, running out of real estate. The pivotal point of this match, you feel, right here, right now, who's going to respond? High ball up here towards the paint of 50. Pack sitting underneath it. Schubert was there. Now Rusker, just on the left peg, looks and lowers his eyes perfectly. And Moulds now tucked up against the boundary. So didn't even really look too much at any other opportunities inside forward 50. Decides he's going to give this one a crack. They've been peppering away at the goals. 3-8-26. This one a chance at their fourth. Bends it around, celebrating immediately. And a brilliant kick. They're popping them through from both boundaries. And they move the margin back to 8 points on the Sportal scoreboard. So, a brilliant kick there from Will Moulds, his fifth of the season, first of the afternoon. Brilliant work there for Angaston. It's been an ebbing and flowing quarter. Very score-heavy quarter, both teams trading blows. Absolutely fabulous kick from the boundary there. And now once again in the middle, Haddon there underneath. Dew breaks through and just pops it onto the left peg inside forward 50. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark, so now a handball out. And Rusker smartly gets it out to Anthony. Handball out wide, but now Jared Jenner picking it up and a really smart kick inside forward 50. Pilkington couldn't hang on. Tucked up against the point post here. The pack converges and we get a stoppage. And now, taking it straight out of the ruck was Slater, a dribbling attempt at goal. It's put through by one of them. Credit to Slater or Jenner. I think it should go down to Slater there. But brilliant work nonetheless. And a goal put through. They now move the margin back out to 14 points. They won't go away here at the moment. We'll just say it's Slater / Jenner through for a goal. And we'll work it out at half time, but brilliant work there. So back in the middle. Another opportunity here for Angaston to respond. Rusker out of the middle, couldn't quite hang on, but Dew has really stood up well and now goes marching out, loses the ball, and holding the ball, nearly ran too far as well. So, as well as Angaston have fought, as Miles goes out wide, it's, what time is it? It's time for them to respond. There's now a handball out the back as they look to go back inside forward 50. Now Rusker lowers the eyes, pops it up towards goals and splits the middle. They do respond. This game is moving at lightning speed here at the moment. And brilliant work there from Rusker. His third goal of the season, had his 2 goals coming against Williston a few weeks back in our stream of the week. And responds incredibly well. So now a chance to go back into the middle. Thank you to our streaming partners as well. Of course, this stream brought to you by Dartfish and Filming Footy and the Sportal Scoreboard. Player of the game will receive a pair of Archie's thongs as well. That to be decided at the end. And you can tune into the BLGFA's weekly show Behind the Barrel, brought to you by Mass Enterprises and the Freeling Hotel. As Slater and Kelly go back in the ruck once again. Tuckwell trying to break through, gets a handball out, but potentially caught a little high, so he'll get it back. As he drops one inside forward 50, clears them all out the back. White, if he hung onto it, had an opportunity. Handball over the top here. And now taking it is the debutant and Jesse Paul. Retreats out of defensive 50. Vidal takes it and breaks through the tackle well. Goes long down the line. Miles in position 1A. Gets it on the fumbling opportunity. Anthony. Handball back to Rusker. Arches the back and then finds a target. Haddon, but a really good mark taken by Paul. Having a really good debut game. Pops one inside forward 50. Climbing ball, but mark taken in defence here for the Panthers. As they look to go through the middle of the ground. Corcoran taking the mark. Limited opportunities ahead of him. Has the cavalry arrived now? Has White long. Wants someone to come at him and turns the ball over instead. Dean Saunders with the intercept mark. Just looking for something here at the moment. So centre wing, Kelly underneath it, takes a good mark. So Kelly just pops a high ball up towards the paint of 50. Sitting underneath it is Slater. Gets off hand. Saunders can't reel it in. Boundary umpire to hurl it back. So Rucks to go at it here. Schubert and Slater. This boundary umpire ready to go. This is the longest stretch of time we're going without a goal here in this second quarter. Haddon now underneath, eventually picking it up, moving it back through hands, and now Anthony can chip it out wide. And now looking for an option inside forward 50. Now popping it up towards the top of the goal square. Found a leaper there, and Anthony comes out the back and eventually fumbled over the boundary. Will they call that deliberate? No, they won't. Gave Jordan Neat plenty of opportunity there. Dangerous position here. Angaston desperately looking for a goal. As Gawler Central, the Tigers retreat. And now sits up perfectly here for the debutant and Jesse Paul to have a run and a bounce. Now goes inside forward 50. Needs to weight the kick perfectly. Just drops a little bit short. Handball out the back now, and Miles out of defensive 50 through the middle of the ground. Tuckwell slipping over, but did well to just tip it away and called for holding the ball. So now a long ball inside forward 50, waiting for the leapers to come. Jenna standing in front, gets knocked down, and we get a stoppage. Kelly going up in the ruck against Van Dongen. Handball out the back from the captain. Just trickles through. Jenna still fighting. Anthony now retreating. And now Corcoran goes long to a one-on-one. A little too tall for Schubert, but he's staying with it here, Corbin Schubert. Now still fighting in a one-on-two here. Doing well, Schubert. And did well to draw the stoppage. Really well done, Schubert. Rightfully so, gets the applause of the Angaston crowd. Kelly now in the ruck against Slater. Slater knocks it straight down. And a throw being called here. Free kick going to Kelly. Kelly just chips it. Corridor. And now Tuckwell with a little bit of room. Got shoved by Slater as he kicked it. And now intercepted by Paul through the middle of the ground. Turns it over to Anthony. Go out wide. Leaves the ball a bit short, and Vidal will intercept. And now pop one up towards the paint of 50. Pilkington has a little bit of room, but he's tackled quickly. Got tackled by Fiebiger. And now a chance at goal. Pick it up. Pops a wobbly torp up towards goal. Sitting underneath it is Jenner, taking the uncontested mark in the goal square. And he can easily pop through a goal. So Jenner pops through his second, potentially his third. We'll have to confirm at half-time. But they move their margin out to 14 points on the Sportal scoreboard. First score in some time in this game as well. 5-8-38, 8-4-52, 22 minutes gone in this one. As the boys are back in the middle, ready to get this one back underway. As we get a stoppage. Kelly knocks it out of the ruck and out into a little bit of space. Diving on it was Corcoran and collecting it well with his right hand. And now through the middle of the ground, Neat straight in front, nearly hung onto it long enough. Tuckwell gets the handball off to Rusker, lowering his eyes inside forward 50. Just a little too good for Moulds. Moulds now pops it up high. Gets a bouncing ball, spills out the back, quickly set upon is Henry Dowell. We get a stoppage 20 metres out. Slater and Moulds in the ruck. Slater gets the tap down straight to Howard Thorpe, who can go long out of defence. Sock it away from his own teammate. Handball through now, and White into the corridor. And now he can lower his eyes going inside forward 50, getting the lead, not quite pulling down the mark. Now out the back, nearly got his head ripped off. Looks like Burgess will get a set shot at goal. So this is what Angaston need. They need to respond and just get this back to a 10-point game. In fact, it'll make it an 8-point game if he's able to convert. Terrell Burgess, 5 goals on the season. This one straight in front, 25 metres out, no problem at all. We've got a really close game here at Angaston. Absolutely fantastic. Well into time on here now, 24 and a half minutes gone. Thank you for joining us on your Saturday afternoon for BLGFA Game of the Round. We can have a quick look around the grounds as the ball is brought back into the middle as well. So, of course, this one only 8 points the difference. Kapunda with a 9-point lead over Williston at the moment, 8-2-50 at 6-5-41. A 24-point lead for South Gawler, 8-7-55 to 5-1-31 over Barossa. 6-4-40 for Tanunda, 2-6-18 for Nuri. You can keep up to date with the scores on the BLGFA website, blgfa.com.au. As Gawler Central, as they have done all half, look to respond. They go inside forward 50, Slater through a little bit of contact, takes the mark. And late in this second quarter, will look to pop it through. Gawler Central looking for their second win of the season. No doubt if they're able to get the win, it'll be a night to remember, no doubt about it. The kick is on its way, and he's happy with it. Why wouldn't you be if you're able to pop it through like that? Slater converts on his second, and very easily getting that margin back out to 14 points. And a pretty high-scoring first half here at Angaston. 6-8-44 plays 9-4-58 on the Sportal scoreboard. So his second official goal, we're still got to work out if that goal was credited to Slater or to Jared Jenner earlier in the game. So now, back in the middle of the ground, Kelly trying to take it out of the ruck. Slater there, Corcoran just bats it away. Miles not allowing Oscar King to pick it up. Umpire circling, a siren blowing for half-time. A brilliant first half of footy here at Angaston Footy Club. 6-8-44 to 9-4-58. A real arm wrestle every time Angaston come. Gawler Central have got something to respond with. Both coaches will be incredibly happy with their work, I would have thought, especially Gawler Central at the moment. We're going to go to a break. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming right up. Welcome back here to the Angaston Footy Club. BLGFA Stream of the Week, brought to you by Filming Footy, and a really close game here. 6-8-44, 9-4-58. Quite inaccurate at the moment, Angaston, but definitely getting their opportunities in front of goal for the blgfa.com.au. We'll also go through the scores from around the grounds. Williston taking on Kapunda at Williston Oval at the moment. 6-5-41 the Donnybrooks. Currently there at halftime, third quarter, just getting underway. 8-2-50 for Kapunda. And at South Gawler, 8-7-55, 5-1-31. South Gawler, a 4-goal advantage. And at halftime at the Nuriupa Footy Club, it's 2-6-18. The Tigers, 6-4-40 for Tanunda, currently in front there by 22 points in a low-scoring affair. The goal scorers in this game for Angaston, it's Archie Haddam with 1, Jacob Campbell with 1, Will Moulds with 1, Corbin Schubert and Steve Rusker, the goal scorers. And for Gawler Central, it's 2 each for Jared Jenner and Mitch Slater, Brendan Jew, Brad Mitchell, Riley Mitchell and Michael Vidal. As Gawler Central look to take it straight out of the middle. Looking for a lead there on the wing, not quite getting the mark, but they get another chance to go back inside forward 50, intercepted by Miles for the Panthers. Go long down the line and get a leading mark taken. Now looking for an option inside forward 50. Moulds there, going one-on-one against Neat. Oh, it's shifty handball from Campbell over the top, keeps the ball alive. And not able to go anywhere. Archie Baker on debut. So now, ball getting batted around close to the boundary. Staying in. Ball back in dispute. Angaston trying to chip the ball around. Corcoran. Tuckwell gets a handball away, and now a snap around the body. Converting. Ben Anthony in for a goal. And a brilliant one put through to get them back to single digits, back to margin on the Sportal scoreboard. So 7-8-44, 7-8-50, I should say, 9-4-58. So all lone goal scorers as well here at the moment for Angaston. So back in the middle we go. A reminder of the umpires holding up proceedings here today. Caelan Sullivan, Craig Dorr, Adam Butcher, and the boundary umpires Max Argent, Lucas Asher and Orlando Galoni. Now once again the ruckman to go at it. Kelly gets a knockdown, but straight down to Gawler Central, who go inside forward 50, comes off hands, and now out the back, quickly taking it and doing well there was Luke McInerney. Just retreating out a defensive 50, gets tapped away, and boundary line going to beat them all to be hurled back in centre wing. So right on centre wing, dropping well short. Slater getting the fist away and maybe advantageous. Going right down the line, close to the boundary, and just getting a fingertip on it is McInerney. Kelly this time knocking it down. Vidal taking it straight off the contest, gets a look at goals, pops it up towards goal and gets it through. Converts on his second of the afternoon, and just like they did in the second quarter, they respond quickly once again and back out to a 14-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard. Brilliant work, good rove off the pack. Gawler Central, they've faded in games in recent weeks. They have not done that yet here this afternoon. Showed a lot of mental toughness. Coach Brendan Jew doesn't want this team to just walk away. wants them to stay with it and keep on top. And they're doing just that at the moment. Kelly out the back. Slater tapping it. Vidal just loses it at his feet. Slater does well, though, to pop it out in front of Brendan Dew. Gets it on the second attempt. And now popping a ball into a dangerous position inside forward 50. Just landing in the hole. Now Marsden running onto it, going up against Anthony. Jenner now in the pocket, tries to get the handball away. But the Panthers retreat. And a good mark taken by the youngster in Archie Baker. They play on quickly. Now down centre wing. Over the top, Schubert gets it back to Tuckwell and now lowers his eyes going inside forward 50. Campbell a juggling mark. End-to-end work there for the Panthers. Brilliant work from the youngster there as well. Archie Baker on half back did really well and took the game on, moved the game forward. And now Campbell, who's already kicked one this afternoon. A brilliant goal against the boundary in the second quarter. This one also not too far away from the boundary. Has to kick it all of about 45 metres, fades across and eventually thumped close to the boundary. In fact, over the boundary. Still an opportunity here for the Panthers. And now knocked down. Now contest ensures. Hack out of the pack towards goal, just through for a minor score. So 51-64 on the Sportal scoreboard and intercepted. Burgess, not the first time they've done that in this game. And they give Tyrell Burgess a fairly easy set shot opportunity. So this one, not too much angle to speak of. Only has to kick it about 35 to 40 metres. Already kicked one here this afternoon, 6 for the season. Tyrell Burgess says, that's what I've been looking for. And slots through a goal to bring it back once again to a 7-point margin. 57 plays 64 on the Sportal scoreboard. Burgess kicks his second. Brilliant work from the Panthers. Just both teams trading blows. Just bring it back into the middle. Thank you to the BLGFA partners as well. Corridon Burge, Intersport Barossa, Ray White Gawler East, West End the Injury Hub, Sharon, Maxi Plus, Terry White Kmart, Barossa Co-op, CEG, Belgravia Apparel. As Gawler Central look to go inside forward 50, finding Jenner on the lead. And marks his territory straight away, about 48 metres out. Man on the mark stands. This one will have to be a kick from outside 50. Jenner. Bit of a breeze picked up here. Just blowing across the ground from the far side of the ground over here to the broadcast side. So potentially has to start this one on the left-hand goalpost. Only a very slight breeze though. Of course, to the right footer, heads out to the right, starts it right there. Hooking back a little bit, doesn't quite have the distance and touched over for a minor score. So 65 plays 57, an 8-point margin for Gawler Central. Jenner's looked dangerous up forward. And now down the line, Schubert in position 1A, comes off hands and over the boundary. So they call this the Premiership quarter for a reason. A chance for either side to gain ascendancy, gain momentum. It's all for one out there. And now in the contest, Corcoran ripped down, called for holding the ball. So brilliant work from Cade Ward, the youngster, taking on one of the league's best. The debutants in this game have played incredibly well. Sees an option short, drops it in that direction, almost weighted perfectly. Handball at the back and boundary line a little too close, so it'll be hurled back in. Kelly knocks it straight down. Haddon now just waltzes out of the contest. And right down to centre wing. Comes off hands. Slater pops it on his boot. Comes out the back and a mark taken by the captain in Brad Mitchell. Just lower the eyes and pops it out to a lead inside forward 50. A little too heavy though. Caleb White now out the back. Just handballs for a little bit of time and space. Marsden wrapping up White in the tackle. Kelly taps it straight down Corcoran's throat. And a good kick up to Schubert. Just pops a kick 45 degrees. Anthony gets a really good pick up. But just has to pop a high ball up with a tackle closing. Bounces near the boundary and stays in. Slater getting to it first, knocking it on. Oh, and just ducking under the tackle. Did well to get the handball out. Corcoran takes the intercept mark. Goes through the corridor to the North Adelaide Rooster and Archie Haddon, and they now switch sides. They get the handball out wide, Tom Ryan, and now out to Rusker, who's got a lot of room to burn. Decides to hold up. Had Campbell short, decides to go even shorter. And now through the middle of the ground, Nick Kelly. A man on the mark standing right on the paint of 50. Has the runner. Fiebiger, handball out wide, Anthony, and they even go further out. And now dropping a ball inside forward 50, but an intercept mark taken by Cade Ward. As we have someone join us in commentary, thank you very much, Bruce. You can clip that onto your jacket anywhere there under your chin. Thank you so much for joining me here, mate. Vice President of the Angaston Footy Club.
Pleasure, Lewis. Thanks, mate.
A pretty impressive game of footy so far. Obviously, Angaston, as you'd wish, don't have the lead and haven't had the lead for much of the game, but it's been competitive.
Yeah, it's been a tight game right through. Yeah, just both teams, some skill errors, but some good play as well. But probably we're lacking a little bit of polish, I think, just in our forward 50 entries. I think it's just sort of letting us down. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
Pattern from last week too. We didn't do it. Excuse me.
Didn't
do it real well against Tanunda last week either. So yeah.
Yes.
If we can sharpen up there, I think we're a good chance in the game. But yeah.
Absolutely. It's been an entertaining game so far. It seems that every time either team just gets a little bit of momentum in their direction, the other team responds pretty quickly. As now Gawler Central go inside forward 50. The kick over the top boundary line might beat them all. It does. So it should be a free kick here to the Panthers. But yeah, it's been an impressive game. And goals well spread out across the board, getting key contributions. Nearly a mark taken by Jenner, pops it into the corridor. White takes it away. Tackled down, now in a dangerous position. And good closing defence there from the Angaston side. They are able to quell away any opportunity at a goal, through for a minor score. So now the margin out to 8 points. In fact, 9 points that'll make it. So now long down the line. Kelly through the middle of the ground takes a good uncontested mark in the end. Pops a kick over the top. Corcoran in position 1A is able to take the mark. Gets the handball across to the debutant, who's looking for an option inside forward 50 in Burgess. Marsden out the back, gets the handball out. Bit of a hospital hand pass though. Loses it, should be a free kick and is. And good tackle there from Tuckwell, gets a set shot at goal. A good pressure though inside forward 50, Bruce.
Yeah, that's what we need to see a little bit more of. But
yep. as we mentioned a moment ago, a really good spread of goal scorers in this game. And Tuckwell looking to join the party. He's kicked 4 goals for the season. This one, not too much angle to speak of. I only have to kick it about 30 metres. And this one to get it back to that single-digit margin once again. He pops it through. So an important goal. So now the margin just to 3 points. And a really important one there. So they've been quite competitive though, Gawler Central. I mean, I know you're obviously here as an Angaston person, but they've struggled in recent weeks. But Angaston, they've mounted their little comebacks throughout this game. But every time it's at this moment where Gawler Central just seem to respond.
Yeah, they seem like they're a young team.
Yep.
Good pace
Yep.
about them. So, and they had a good win round 1, obviously against Tanunda.
They did, yeah.
Who we couldn't put away last week. But recent weeks they've been a little bit. They've struggled a little bit, but yeah. So we'll see how the game pans out here. If we can stay with them, I think we could overrun them in the last quarter. Appears to be the scoring end.
Yeah, absolutely, it has been.
Top here,
yep.
So yeah.
So 9-9, 63 to 10-6, 66 on the Sportal scoreboard. There's Campbell. It's tapped out the back, quickly wrapped up. No, in fact, able to get the handball out. Spinning his way through is the debutant and Cade Ward. And he earns himself a free kick as well. So, a couple, we were going to have 2 debutants. I understand there was a late out with Mitch Conolo going back to the Central's reserves yesterday. But you do have another debutant, Archie Baker. He's been quite impressive here this afternoon.
Yeah, he's one of our under-17s who've obviously has earned his spot.
Absolutely
he's
has.
Impressed from what I've seen, yeah.
Slater snaps around for a goal. Gawler Central, as they have done all afternoon, not too far after an Angaston goal, convert on their own and move it back out to a 9-point margin. So 63 plays 72 now on the Sportal scoreboard. Slater with his 3rd. And this is where they've struggled a little bit, Bruce, in recent weeks. The Gawler Central, they were in the game against South Gawler last week, only down by 9 points at halftime, lost by 65. They were in the game early against Williston, lost by 102, but they've shown some fight here. But Angaston have responded. They've not allowed consecutive goals for quite some time in this game. It's been a really good arm wrestle. It goes to show the evenness of this competition this year.
Well, it's been the hallmark of the Barossa season. Probably South Kapunda, obviously, they're sitting on top of the ladder, but the rest of the teams are certainly in the mix, and nothing much between them. So,
no, that's it. Yeah. Anyone can take anyone on their day, and that's the sign of a really good and healthy league.
Yeah, it's good for the comp, that's for sure.
Absolutely, it is. As Jenna just getting to the ball before the boundary, and will get hurled back in. Gawler Central have led for just about this entire game, but really have not got out to a margin that is really put Angaston away. It was, Gawler Central with the first goal of the game. It's been them all the way along. So anything going on at the club tonight, Bruce?
No, just a normal...
Just a normal celebration, Awards?
Well, hopefully, hopefully celebration.
Yeah, that's
awards,
it.
And then meals to follow, which is a normal Saturday night thing for a home game, which has been going really well. So
yeah, for sure.
Kylie and her staff that cater for the club on a Thursday night and a Saturday night as well. So the meals have been going really well this year. So it's getting good numbers at the club.
We talk a lot about key recruits for a lot of clubs in the off-season. I think one of your best recruits in the off-season is your new unnamed mascot. He seems to be quite popular.
He's popular amongst the kids. So,
absolutely.
Will be officially named next week. I think we've got a little bit of a poll running.
I've seen there's one popular one, but I won't spoil it for people. You can go on your socials and still vote, though, can't you?
You can. The voting's open until midnight next Friday. Yep. So, again, one of our new committee members, it's her initiative. And
how good. It's close. Jenna maybe claimed, I thought it was a mark, wasn't able to convert, and he's pleading his case. I thought that was a mark too.
Yeah.
Through from minus
so it's a good initiative for the club. I think we're probably the first one in the league to have a mascot. So the kids love it, and I think it's something something new, something different.
That's
We've got to
excellent.
Keep coming up with new ideas.
Absolutely.
So,
So anything in upcoming weeks, upcoming home games? Got any sort of events happening at the club?
Yeah, we get a bit of a spell now after this game. For we're not back here until the 20th of June because with a couple of away games
breaks,
and buy around. But yeah, probably that on that return home game here we do have a couple of reunions.
Oh, awesome!
So the 1966 Colts.
There
team.
you go.
I'm not sure how many of those fellows are still with us, but the invites have gone out, and also it's the 40th year for the 86 A grade premiership, which I was fortunate enough to be a part of.
Oh, there you go.
It's a bit of a special day for me. And there's another 19 blokes that were a part of that team.
Yep.
So,
what were you, Bruce? Were you a forward, defender, midfielder, bit of everything, utility?
A bit of a utility.
Yeah.
In my junior grades, because of my height, I was playing in the ruck predominantly, but stepping up into A grade, there's always a couple of bigger blokes than me.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Got forced down back, but it's sort of a bit of a spot filler.
There you go.
Play pretty much anywhere, not well most of the time, but well enough to earn my spots.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's a hack out of the contest here. It doesn't register a score. Angaston will get the ball back. A very close game here at Angaston Footy Club. 9-9-63 to 11-7-73 is intercepted here. Marsden now 40 metres out from goal. Unconventional. Went with the banana from straight in front and threw for a minor score. So now out to 11 points.
Other than that, yes, we've got a few other events coming up.
Awesome.
Sponsorship Day in July. A couple of other little fundraisers things we're thinking about. Yeah.
Women undefeated as well at the moment, coached by Brett Burgess.
Brett Burgess, yeah. Yes. And I spend a bit of time with Brett because I look after the under 16 girls under him. So no, he's awesome for our female program, and big game for them tomorrow.
Yep.
Matching up against the also undefeated Tanunda, so that's shaping as a good game.
Absolutely.
Here tomorrow.
Every team in the BLG, I don't know if you know, Bruce, they're playing with the team next to them on the ladder tomorrow in the BLGW. So first versus second, third versus fourth, fifth versus sixth, and seventh versus eighth. So there you go. So it should be crackers as a game.
Some close games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they're undefeated against Tanunda. That'll be a brilliant matchup if you can get out to. That is that here? Or that is here. So you can get along and watch some brilliant footy. Potentially a grand final preview. I know it's very early in the season, but goes to 4-0 both sides. Certainly put their hands up as mark taken by the debutant Archie Baker. Looking to go inside forward 50. Just pops a high ball up, allows the forwards to do the rest of the work. Schubert thought he was getting held onto. Gets the handball out now. Try to fend off. Good tackle laid by Brendan Dew. And we'll get a stoppage 25 metres out from Angaston's goal. It's tapped down by Ryman. And just marching out of defence go the Tigers through the middle of the ground. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Miles is in position 1A though. Fumbled the ball, trying to get the handball away. Tackled and called for holding the ball. Good tackle there from Brad Mitchell, the captain for Gawler Central. Now looking out wide. Has a one-on-one there. Vidal, but out the back, Anthony able to take a easy mark. Chipping the ball over the top, and now Corcoran. And now in towards the corridor. Ryan. They just stop and compose themselves a little bit. And now Lockie Gregg. About 80, 85 from Holmes, just trying to lower the eyes and find something. Has Rusker short, decides to go a little bit longer. About 30 to 40 metres out. Gets dropped down in front. Dow gets the handball out. Moulds. Now just finds something inside forward 50. Rusker just has to hack around his body, but they're playing goalkeeper. Gets thumped down inside. Now a crack at goals. A chance here for Campbell. And through for a minor score. And back to 10 points. The difference on the Sportal scoreboard. A chance, well, we've got you here, Bruce, as well, to thank some of Angaston's sponsors, Brock and Shack Wines, Hentley Farm, Angaston Hotel, Browhouse Hotel, and Gumshire Pork. Some of their platinum sponsors.
All major
absolutely
supporters of the club. So, Brock and Shack Wines, obviously a little winery out at Cainton, my old hometown.
Lovely.
So yeah, Trevor's been with us for quite a few years, so he is tremendous for us. Plush group, as you mentioned there, Andrew and his team. Got a couple of hotels around the valley and elsewhere.
As Vidal gets a bounce. Oh, how about that? Through for a goal. Geez, that's a lucky bounce. That was Angus Monfries-esque.
Yeah, that was... I don't know how to describe that.
That was well and truly going through for a behind.
Absolutely.
And as those commentators said, the late, great Dennis Cometti was one of those, said that it took a Shane Warne leg break.
Absolutely it did.
Wrapped around the goalpost. So his third goal of the afternoon for Vidal. He's been brilliant, playing out of the midfield on the wing, and gets it out to a 16-point margin. 80 plays 64 now on the Sportal scoreboard, out to that 16-point margin. So, been some cracking goals we've seen here as well.
Yeah,
Campbell from the pocket earlier
was a clever goal.
Ripper.
Yeah, we've seen them miss a couple in front, but then Jacobs there from the boundary line was pretty special. But that's goal of the day for mine.
Absolutely. I've always got a task every week, Bruce, of picking a goal of the week for behind the barrel, and certainly been some contenders. Absolutely it will. Is now going back inside forward 50, looking to get their game-high margin. They're getting another awkward bounce, this time not to their beneficiary, and through for a minor score. So, Siren not too far away, you'd think. 26 minutes gone in this third quarter is a really well-weighted kick. Finds Jaden Anthony. And now through the middle of the ground. Bit of a risky one, but marked by Dow. Has Anthony short once again and waits it perfectly. Can go out a little wider to Thomas Ryan if he likes, but decides to go a little longer down the ground, sitting in the hole and taking the intercept mark is Oscar King. Now just looking to hold it up. Has Marsden on the boundary, but decides to go a little bit longer, sitting right underneath, taking a good mark is McInerney, the vice-captain. Go through the middle of the ground, left a bit of work for Miles to do. Gets it across to Corcoran, who's hunted straight away by Brendan Dew. The captain for Angaston and the coach for Gawler Central go head-to-head in the middle of the ground. We get a stoppage. So Ryman goes uncontested in the ruck. Gets knocked down to Haddon, who's had a pretty good game. Dew, though, rips it out of his lap and pops it inside forward 50. McInerney couldn't pick it up cleanly. Anthony did. Tunnels the ball underneath. Handball through, maybe got poked in the eye there. Got the handball away, but turned the ball over. And now Corcoran, an uncontested mark. Haddon. And now just surveying his options. There's the Siren not too far away. Goes long down the line. Comes out the back of the pack here. A chance to run onto it. Campbell's there. And trickles over the boundary. In fact, last touch there by Angaston. So it's been a beautiful day, Bruce. An absolute cracking day for footy.
Don't see this too often in the middle of winter in Angaston, but
no.
we'll take it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure in a month's time we might not have the same luxury.
I wouldn't have thought so.
The ground's in pretty good nick, though.
It's holding up really well.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. I called at Barossa Park last week, and of course fantastic facilities there, but the middle of the ground's ripped up there.
We played there last week, and the girls did on the Sunday, and mud heap in the middle, so
absolutely
it was
it is.
wanting to see that actually, but
yes, rest of the ground in good nick though. As we go to three-quarter time, thank you so much, Bruce, for joining us. Absolutely fantastic. We go to three-quarter time. It's a 17-point advantage to Gawler Central. Thanks so much, mate. Really appreciate it. Welcome back to Angaston, the BLGFA game of the week. Angaston 9-10-64, Gawler Central 12-9-81. Looking to pull off a bit of an upset. Have struggled in recent weeks, losing margin of 67 points is the average across their last 3 games. But this one they're up by 17. Fairly high scoring game for them as well. We'll go through the goal scorers in a moment, but for blgfa.com.au we'll look at around the grounds. Kapunda currently with their own 17-point advantage at three-quarter time with the exact same scoreline. 13-3-81, very accurate to 9-10-64 for the Donnybrooks. A fairly comprehensive margin at the moment for South Gawler. 14-11-95, 6-2-38 for Barossa District. And 35 points the margin at the moment. Tanunda 8-7-55 over Nuriupa, struggling in front of goal, 2-8-20. But we turn our attention towards this match here. Angaston looking to come back, get back in front, and bop to the top of the ladder. Not quite to the top, but to the top half of the ladder, in fact. It'll be important for them. But Gawler Central, we're looking to jump freeling on the ladder with a win here if they're able to hold on. And straight out of the middle, Jew's been important. Gets it back. Brad Mitchell pops up a high ball, mars it and takes the mark. Look to lower the eyes going inside forward 50. Pops one up in front of the leading target. Comes out the back. Jaden Anthony composes himself well. Unable to take the mark there. The youngster in Archie Baker as we get a stoppage. Slater takes it out of the ruck, hands it off, and now a crack at goal from 45 metres with a bender. And puts it out of bounds. Just looking for a target here at the moment. They go long to the outer side. Slater sitting underneath it, standing in position 1A out the front. Haddon, though, collects it by hands through Miles. And now try to find Corcoran. And a brilliant tackle on Marsden. As umpire Adam Butcher will hurl it up. Clears the space. Slater, off hands. Corcoran, Haddon breaking his way through. Going a 1-2. And now Archie Haddon down the line, finding Kelly. The ruckman looking to go quickly inside forward 50. 1-on-1 out the back. Anthony got a bad bounce. There's something with the soil down there makes the ball bounce in funny ways. As they clear out a defensive 50 through the fingertips of White. Marsden taking it. Marsden now over the boundary right in front of Angaston's bench. And Adam Butcher calls for hanging on. Free kick paid. And Blake Marsden long down the line. Miles underneath it, taking a good mark. And Jack Miles goes long down the line. Schubert nudged underneath it. No free kick paid. Tuckwell collects cleanly. Campbell now handing it off to Tuckwell. Trying to break through the tackle. Did well. Pops one up towards goal. And finishes. Really good goal for Dylan Tuckwell. And an important one. They bring the margin back to 11 points. Tuckwell with his second of the afternoon. And they start to feel the urgency in this one. It's now or never for Angaston. And brilliant goal there for Dylan Tuckwell. Once again, this time in the ruck, gets tapped down. Slater finds a bit of room, just lobs a ball over the top, and now a chance to go inside forward 50. Pops a kick right out in front of the leading target. Coming straight out of the goal square there was Riley Mitchell, but now they can clear out. Fiebiger just pops a high ball up into the middle of the ground, comes off hands. Jew does well to get the handball out all the way out to Slater. And now to Mitchell. Brad Mitchell pops one into the pocket, comes out the back. Jenner collects it cleanly with the right hand, gets a handball out the back. Getting onto it straight away is Howard Thorpe, fumbling. Rusker taken without it. And now they can move out wide. Schubert just through his hands, now one-on-one over at the boundary. Taking on his opponent there in Dean Saunders. And the cavalry arrive. Burgess and Schubert with a tackle. There's a bit of a breeze starts to pick up around Angaston now. Temperatures dropped a few degrees since the start of this game. Still beautiful weather here. Fair bit more cloud coverage than what we saw at the start of the game. Slater taps straight over the back, running on to Jew. Pitcher perfect, going inside forward 50, spilling the mark. Miles getting there. Now picking it up and just dribbling it on his boot towards his Oscar King, towards the goal square. Campbell picks it up cleanly, moves it back through Corcoran, and now out wide to Haddon. Haddon goes long down the line, beats everyone, goes out the back, and eventually getting onto it was Matt Stewart. Chips it over the top to Vidal, who's been really good, kicked 3 goals in this one. Pops one up high. Corcoran sitting underneath it, takes a good grab. Just timed it perfectly. Chips it across to Haddon. Handballs through the middle, and now Miles can get it and go all the way out wide to Ryman. Falls down in front. Tuckwell's there once again. He can break through the tackle. He can have another crack at goals. He did it before, and he'll do it again. Tuckwell brings it back to a 5-point game. He's just saying to the back line of Gawler Central here at the moment, can I have this dance? I'll break through the tackle and I'll convert on these opportunities every day of the week. Tuckwell stands up to the moment. And we've got a dead set arm wrestle on our hands now. 5 points the margin on the Sportal scoreboard. And knocked down. Haddon has been enormous in this game. Miles back to Corcoran. Spins out of the tackle. White met closely, and now the Tigers get it back. Mitchell now going inside forward 50. Waits it perfectly to Jenner. So now Jared Jenner. I've unofficially got him down for 3 goals here this afternoon. A bit of a contentious one in the second quarter. Could have been given to him or Mitch Slater. But regardless, this one important to get it back out to 11 points. Man on the mark stands about 40 metres out. Just inside the paint of 50. Jenner doesn't quite have the distance covered in the end. Miles thumps it. Ball's still in dispute here. A chance here for Mitchell. Gets a handball over the top. Try to drop a kick inside. Smothering and defence here from Angaston. And they get the stoppage they need. The umpires here today, Caelan Sullivan, Craig Dorr, Adam Butcher. Boundary umpires, Max Argent, Lucas Asher, Orlando Galoni. As it'll be balled back in once again. As it drops in front, Jew picking it up, quickly tackled by Bergmeister. The umpire having to blow the whistle. A bit of push and shove here. Now thumped out into space. Ruska's going to get to it first. Just says no. Fends off the first gamer and Jesse Paul. Goes through the middle of the ground. Finds Jaden Anthony, but closing well. Getting the fist down, Dean Saunders. Tuckwell, who's had a brilliant fourth quarter, pops a kick over the top. Well weighted. And Nick Kelly, the ruckman, will get a set shot at goal to try and get Angaston their first lead of the game. So Kelly from straight in front. The recruit coming across from Payneham Norwood Union in the off-season. He's only kicked one goal for the season. This one, incredibly important. He was going to kick that every day of the week. A brilliant player, Nick Kelly. And as I mentioned, gives them the lead. And they will start to see warning signs here, Gawler Central. They've had some fade-outs in games recently. Certainly played better, though, than they have been. Game well and truly in the balance. Have they got what it takes? Slater straight out of the contest, pops it on the left boot, inside forward 50, but a good mark taken by Eggleston. Looks to play on quickly through Schubert, out of defensive 50. Pops a kick straight out in front of Campbell. Spills it though. Comes back to Stewart. Just got a kick away. Now Slater wobbles the ball inside forward 50. Jenner does well to wait for it. Gets it out to Marsden, who picks it up cleanly. Has a crack at goals and gets them back the lead. The Tigers back out by 5, and as they've done all day long, they respond once again. Blake Marsden converts on the goal, let out a scream as well. And why wouldn't you? He's had a pretty good game. This game has just about had it all. Brilliant game, fitting of game of the week. It's going down to the wire. Tap straight down. Corcoran gets it straight off to Ruska. Tries to break through the Jew tackle. And another stoppage as the game's heating right up. Slater this time thumps it down. Marsden gets to it first. And he's jumped on. It's now the first gamer in Jesse Paul, who's had a pretty handy game as well. Tackled by another first gamer in Archie Baker. Slater down inside. Cade Ward is just getting bumped around here at the moment. Did well there, Slater, to get the smother, and a good handball out to Mitchell, now rolling inside forward 50 from 60 metres out. Has Jenner over the top. Uncontested mark. He'll go back and try and slot through his fourth. He'll get tucked up against the boundary here. Jared Jenner started the season in the reserves, kicked a bag of 5 and rightfully so, got brought up to the A grade. Where he's just having a day out here at the moment. But this one really important. Converts. And just when Angaston got the lead back, Gawler Central say, no, I want it all. I want to take away this win. And Jared Jenner responds. And back out to an 11-point margin here, Gawler Central. They go bang, bang. 93 plays 82 on the Sportal scoreboard. A crafty forward, Jared Jenner. Straight out of the middle go the Tigers once again. Schubert having to play down back, gets it knocked down. Marsden trying to break through. And Schubert on top of it will get a stoppage. Mitchell having to go up in the ruck, tapping it down, and Angaston not able to go anywhere. There's a bit of a breeze that's picked up right across the ground here, blowing back to the broadcast side. Corcoran, they need to be clean with it here, Angaston. Still a fair bit of time, only 14 and a half minutes gone as the kick goes inside forward 50 here for the Tigers. A whistle's been blown, free kick in defence for Tom Ryan. It goes through the middle of the ground to Haddon, who's allowed to go all by himself, and they're going to have to bring the ball all the way back. So it wasn't standing over the mark. Adam Butcher brings him right all the way back, right in front of the scoreboard. It looks to go right over the other side, does Ryan. Beats him all over the back. Slater just thumps the ball close to the boundary. Probably should be deliberate, and it is. Had no one anywhere near him. Could have picked it up and just decided to go with a stoppage instead. So Rusker now. Goes long down the line. Sitting in front, couldn't quite hang on to the mark there, Jonty Ryman. Kelly around the body, hacks it inside forward 50. Anthony gets a bad bounce. And a good handball over the top, but a contest one-on-one. And now just hacked on the boot. Dean Saunders out of defensive 50, but it's going to come straight back in. So now Corcoran from 55 metres. A good smother for the first gamer. Did really well. Now Vidala handball out. Trying to spin his way through. Tackled by Rusker. Did well not to give away a free kick there, Cade Ward. As Ward is now on the ground. A little bit of cramp for the youngster. Cade Ward, it's in fact his first senior game. He's never even played a Resi's game, at least the records don't show. And he's done pretty well here as he's hobbling behind the play here. Jesse Paul quickly wrapped up. There's Haddon. Now a handball over the top and running straight onto it goes Schubert. Loses the ball, maybe clipped a little high. He gets the free kick. And chipped the ball out wide. Maybe didn't go the required distance and called for holding the ball. Now Brendan Dew, the playing coach, will get the free kick. Dew goes long. Marsden, Haddon thumping it over the line. Having your coach out there in these moments would be incredibly important. As Dew does get it straight away, he'd be talking to his boys out there saying, we're all in this together. Make sure we take this over the line as we get a stoppage inside forward 50. A bit of a stalemate now in this fourth quarter. Been some time without a goal. Corcoran trying to break through. Tackled there by the youngster. Maybe losing it in the process. Nearly won himself a free kick. Bit of push and shove here as well. Jesse Paul doing really well against the... And a big all-inner here at the moment. Adam Butcher trying to keep these guys under control. As a free kick has been paid here. Angaston get it. Gawler Central need to make sure they don't lose their cool here. Handball off. Fiebiger goes long to the outer side. Anthony in front, can't quite hang on to the mark. Handball over the top from Mitchell. They get it back, straight to Paul. He lowers the eyes and finds a target with Vidal, who just says, calm down. Pops a kick inside forward 50, looking for Jenner. Drops down in front. Miles does well to spin out. Handball over the top to Tom Ryan. And now looking for a target up the line and getting it. Now they chip the ball across to Rusker. And now Schubert. Schubert now has McInerney short. Goes long down the line. One-on-one here. Tuckwell in front. Couldn't quite hang on. Ball spills three. Now spinning out. Didn't get clean possession away. Good tackle by Dow. Wins a free kick 60 from home. Looks to play on quickly and go inside forward 50. Looking for a target. Kelly offhand. Slater trying to claim the mark. And a stoppage. So now into stoppage time. 20 minutes gone. Kelly knocks it down. Mitchell straight out of defensive 50. But Corcoran in a bit of space. Gets a bit of time to lower the eyes and find Rusker. Tucked up against the boundary. Mark taken about 45 metres from home. Looks to play on and pop a ball up towards goal. Has the distance covered. Has he converted? He has. There was a bit of a hush of a silence around the ground, but he gets him back to 5 points. Steve Rusker in for his second goal of the game. His fourth of the season. And what an important goal that is. Angaston have just about trailed all day. And now they're within one kick into stoppage time in the fourth quarter. Thank you for joining us here on your Saturday afternoon. BLGFA proudly presented by Dartfish and Filming Footy. It's going to be a fun end to this one. Angaston fourth on the ladder last season, 10-6. This year on a similar trajectory. Haddon now wrapped up. And now tap straight down. Tuckwell now out of the middle. Can go inside forward 50. Lowers the eyes and finds a target. Jaden Anthony left alone, the vice captain inside forward 50. Takes the mark about 40 metres from home. Straight in front. Looks to waste no time either. Kick from 45 metres. Sprays it out to the right through for a minor score. So 4 points the difference now on the Sportle scoreboard. Gawler Central looking for their second win of the season. They've lost their last three by an average losing margin of 67 points, including a 102-point loss there a fortnight ago. They've certainly held themselves up well as Anthony bombs the ball back inside forward 50, carries the pack and through the middle. From the paint of 50, he gets the lead back. Just shy of 23 minutes gone. Angaston out by 2. What a ripping game this is. 28 goals kicked in this game. 14-11-95 to 14-9-93. It's a good time to kick your first goal of the season. He's done just that. But a chance here for Gawler Central. Jew straight out of the middle. Just bombs a long ball up towards forward 50. McInerney does well. Gets a handball over to Eggleston. He just lowers the eyes, tries to compose himself. Ryman couldn't hold on, but the youngster does incredibly well, and Jesse Paul just pumps it straight back towards forward 50, but they've got the numbers. Rusker threw his hand in, gets it batted back to him. And now just pumps one to a one-on-one contest. It's the right man because it's Tommy Corcoran. Takes a good mark. Will take all the time as well to get up. Corcoran, a brilliant grab. 24 minutes gone. A little sore. Pops one inside, forward 50. A really good mark taken by Mitch Slater. The vice-captain for the Tigers goes out wide. And now looking for an option. Dew. A little chip over the top to Vidal. Looks to play on with no one on the mark. Just pops one over the top and a good mark taken by Archie Baker, the debutant. Late in the fourth quarter, up by 2. And it's a risky kick. Nearly gets intercepted. And a free kick here paid to the Tigers. Dean Saunders now. And there's the siren. Angaston take an incredible win. They trailed just about the entire game. Gawler Central fought and fought and fought and nearly had something to say for just about every single time Gawler Central come. Angaston take an important victory, 14-11-95, 14-9-93. That is character building. Of course, don't go anywhere. We'll have a presentation of the Archie Songs player of the game. It's going to be a pretty hard one to choose as well. There was certainly some players you can throw into the contest. Dylan Tuckwell was incredible in that last quarter. Was really influential. Tommy Corcoran, of course, very good as well. But I think I have my player of the game lined up and we will get him in a moment. So do not go anywhere. Post-game interview coming right up. Well, welcome back, footy fans. An absolutely ripping game of footy here at the Angaston Footy Club. We've got our player of the game, Archie Haddon. A brilliant game from you, mate. Come back from North Adelaide, started the season there, played a few games in their resis. This was your second game back?
Third now.
Third game, yeah.
Third game back, yep.
Pretty good win, eh?
Yeah,
you trailed much of it and ended up getting it back.
We like doing it tough, don't we? But fucking hell. Oh, sorry.
No, you're right.
Credit to Gawler Centrals. They've improved out of sight this year, and yeah, they're always tough and they're always hard at it. So, it was a good win from the boys, and yeah, couldn't be prouder.
It's character building, I mentioned back there, to get a win like that when you're trailing. I think much of the game was probably around that kind of 10 to 15 point margin. They never really put you away. They seem to respond every time you guys kicked a goal and mount this sort of little comeback. But really when the time came in the fourth quarter, the likes of Dylan Tuckwell up forward was really impressive. Tommy Corcoran took a ripping grab here on the outer side. But even some of your debutants, it's just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's credit to our junior coaches and coming through. We got some nice young players coming through, and the boys just dug deep in the last quarter, and we found something, and it's good to know we can do that now. So
absolutely. Well, you get some Archie thongs and you get a filming footy beanie as well, mate, for our player of the game. Thank you very much. Good win.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. And, of course, we've got Behind the Barrel every single week posted on Filming Footy. You can tune into that. It's going to be hosted at the Tanunda Footy Club before we have Tanunda versus Williston next Saturday, which will be an absolutely fantastic contest. You can keep up to date on all the scores around the competition on blgfa.com.au. Congratulations to Angaston on a 2-point victory, and no doubt was the game of the year.